Hello again. Time for the third quarter. This is my third episode, and my third quarter on the third episode. Third episode is always about death and living. As far as death is concerned, it's more of a guide of what to do after you're dead, because we're all going to die. So I'll give suggestions of stuff you might be wanting to do. On today's episode, I decided to suggest going back to the time you were born, and instead of being a boy, say you're a boy, you're a guy, or you're a girl. If you're a guy, you go back, and instead of being a guy, you become a baby girl, and if you're a woman, you become a boy, and you can live your life as a boy or as a girl, the opposite sex, to see what that's like. Just for the fun of it. I mean, you got tons of time to kill anyway, so why not try it? Now, when you decide to do this, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can do it the traditional way, which you just become a regular, say for myself, I become a baby girl. I can think like a girl, act like a girl, and like all the girly stuff, whatever, and just experience life like that. Or another thing I could possibly do is decide that I want to be a boy's brain in a girl's body. You kind of wondering, why would I say that? And the reason I say that is that right now we just come into grips with that particular problem, because we're starting to find out that there's a lot of kids that are born that way. I mean, it's not something that you just make up, and a lot of people don't want to believe it, but the truth of the matter is that we do have little girls in little boys' bodies, and little boys and little girls' bodies. And the way we treat them nowadays as a group it's not really good. It's time to start thinking that, this is actually happening, this is for real. We need to start treating it like what it really is, and just try to help them out as best we can, because it's a horrible place to be if you stop and think about it. I mean, it's a horrible thing to just all of a sudden realize that you're not what everybody thinks you are. So I think maybe if you die and you still think I'm full of crap, maybe you can go and find out if this is true or not. Because once you die, I think you have the ability to do this, and also you have the ability to decide, I want to experience, see how bad it really was to be this way. But that's just another thing you can do. Enough of that death stuff. Now I want to talk about life. And today I want to talk about cussing. Because sometimes I'll cuss in his videos, once in a while. And I just want to point out a couple of things. So for one thing, they've done studies, and they found out that people that cuss a little bit are more trusted, and they're liked better and everything. But there is a line there. You can't be cussing all the time. In fact, if you cuss all the time, I don't like it personally. I mean, I don't really enjoy it. One of the better or more famous comedians, stand-up comedians, is Richard Pryor. And I always liked Richard Pryor a lot, but I always thought he cussed a little too much. If you cuss too much, and it takes away from the meaning of the word and everything. It just ceases to mean anything, really. What I'm going to do right now is like I said, I think if you cuss, it's okay, so long as if it's not a whole lot, just it's not a whole lot. The next thing I want to talk about now, what I was going to say is I found an excellent example of how if you cuss too much, it's horrible. But just cuss a little bit, it's really cool. And it's a movie called Airplanes, Trains, and Automobiles, something like that. It's pretty funny with Steve Martin. But there's a scene in it, and I'm going to stop in a minute and show you this scene, where he goes out to get his car at this rental place, and it's cold outside, it's nasty outside, and he has a horrible time and doesn't even find the car. And he comes back to complain about what just happened with this car he couldn't find. So I'm going to stop here for a minute. And I'm going to play this little clip, and then after the little clip, I'll come back and talk a little bit more.
Yeah, well, I'll see you tomorrow then. Gobble, gobble. Oh, bye-bye. Welcome to Marathon. May I help you?
Yes.
How may I help you?
You can start by wiping that fucking dumbass smile off your rosy fucking cheeks. Then you can give me a fucking automobile, a fucking Datsun, a fucking Toyota, a fucking Mustang, a fucking Buick, 4 fucking wheels and a seat.
I really don't care for the way you're speaking to me.
And I really don't care for the way your company left me in the middle of fucking nowhere with fucking keys to a fucking car that isn't fucking there. And I really didn't care to fucking walk down a fucking highway and across a fucking runway to get back here to have you smile at my fucking face. I want a fucking car right fucking now.
May I see your rental agreement?
I threw it away.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy, what?
You're fussed.
Okay, hopefully you enjoyed that little clip. It's, like I said, it's one of my favorite clips because that woman is just, she doesn't hardly cuss at all. She cusses one time and it's perfect. Every time I see that clip, it just cracks me up. I'm never grow tired of it. So anyway, the bottom line is this. As I'm doing these videos, once in a while I'll use a cuss word. So if it bothers you, I'm sorry, but I'm trying not to really do it a lot. So I'll try to watch how often I cuss. Thanks. I think we're going to go now to the fourth quarter. I make all these videos in quarters, like a football game. I love football. And I have first, second, and third quarter, right? And then at the end, I'll have a little bit of overtime for stuff I forget, or maybe I want to throw something else in there. So for right now, I'm going to stop. We can go to the fourth quarter, which is, I'll tell you one of my jokes. Thanks.